Man, what a trip down memory lane. This beautiful 2006 Infiniti G35 we recently took on trade. Most vehicles that are this old, it's, you know, this is a 2006, it's almost February of 2023. This has 104,000 miles on it. Not too many miles for a vehicle of this vintage, but usually, in most cases, older vehicles like this, we're not gonna sell at our store. We're gonna send to auction, but luckily we took this relatively clean example in, and man, it's a trip down memory lane. I have actually worked at Infiniti retailer since 2004, so I remember driving these things when they were brand new. I actually owned a G35 myself. I had a 2005 G35 Sport Sedan. Fantastic vehicle. This is a 2006 Infiniti G35 Coupe, a legendary vehicle for Infiniti. Really is an amazing product, very reliable, very well built, and I still see a ton of these on the road to this day. They're very popular with the younger generation. You know, young kids are always looking for affordable performance, and this definitely has it in spades. You know, for a vehicle that's 2006, it still has relatively impressive numbers for 2023. It's built on the advanced midship platform shared with the Nissan 350Z, and it has a powerful 3.5 liter V6 pumping out 280 horsepower. This thing was very quick, very balanced, and built and assembled in Japan. It's also very reliable. And this a very clean example, as I mentioned, recently came in trade. Really nice color combination. The wheat leather is in very nice shape. Really beautiful automobile. We have a moonroof, power and heated front seats, Bose sound system, a 5-speed automatic transmission. You have a manual shift mode. You pull the shifter back, you push it to the right, you push up to upshift, you pull back to downshift. The climate control settings up there, back in the day, Infiniti actually used to have the analog clocks. It's a nice touch. We have a power adjustable steering wheel that tilts and telescopes. And this is pretty cool. Look at the whole gauge cluster. It goes up and down over the steering wheel. This is a feature we saw go away with the G37/Q40 sedan. I think it just was a little bit too expensive to produce, but it was a brilliant idea because the steering wheel will never obstruct the gauges since they go up and down together. Really cool idea. You have nice steering wheel radio controls. Very comfortable car. I'm 6'2". I fit very comfortably back here. Very quiet, wonderful driving dynamics. This one actually still has Bluetooth too. Not too bad for 2006. Really a beautiful automobile as well. And you know, the G35 was really a legendary vehicle for us. When I worked at Infiniti, when I started working here in 2005 at Infiniti of Tacoma, the G35 Coupe was our #1 selling new Infiniti. We sold more new coupes than any other, we sold more G35 coupes than any other Infiniti product, more than the Sedan, more than the FX, more than the M series. And just, you know, automotive trends change, you know, consumers' interests change, and coupes are just not that popular as they used to be. So unfortunately, 2023 is going to be the last year of the Q60. You know, we started off with this. The G35 Coupe came out in 2003, and in 2023, the end of this product line will be discontinued with the Q60 Red Sport. I guess, sorry, not 2023, 2022 is the last year for the Q60, and 2023 will be the last year of the Q50. The Q50 is basically a 4-door version of the Q60, formerly known, started off as a G35 sedan. And believe it or not, even though these vehicles look a lot different, you know, separated by the years, they still share a lot of DNA. The advanced midship platform that the G35 is built on is still being used in the Q50 and Q60. For a while, this advanced midship platform was the underpinnings of the whole Infiniti product line. For a while, most of our products were actually built in this platform, a sports car based platform. You know, the EX35, which evolved to the QX50. The QX50 changed platforms now with the new one. It's not built in the advanced midship platform anymore. The FX series, the M series, which evolved into the Q70, the G35, G37, Q50, Q60, all these fantastic products, you know, the QX70, all these fantastic products were built in the advanced midship platform, which started off with the Z. And that really gave a shot in the arm to the Infiniti product line. The G35 is a very, very important product for Infiniti because it kind of relaunched the brand. Before the G35 came out, Infiniti was kind of getting a little stale. They were just basically known for selling, you know, fancier rebadged Nissans. Oh, we can get an i35, which was basically like a fancier version of the Maxima. or you get a QX4, which is like a fancier version of you know, the Pathfinder. They did have, you know, like some unique products like the Q45, the M45, but those weren't mainstream vehicles. When Nissan reintroduced the 350Z in the early 2000s, they introduced it basically simultaneously with the G35 Coupe and Sedan. And the G35 Coupe and Sedan really set the world on fire. It was the Motor Trend Car of the Year. It dethroned BMW in a lot of comparison tests. For a while, you know, they were calling Infiniti like the Japanese BMW. And for a little while they were saying that Infiniti in a lot of ways was superior to than you know, similar BMW products at the time. And I think, you know, obviously the years have really kind of you know, shown that it is an amazing product, because look at how many of these are still on the road. I can't tell you how many G35s I've seen come in trade or come in for service with 200 and some with even 300,000 miles on them. And a big part of that is the VQ35 engine. Very clean engine compartment, might I add. And we still use variations of this engine in our brand new QX60 over there. The 2023 QX60 still uses a variation of this amazing 3.5 liter V6. It's different, you know, it's horizontally mounted in the QX60, where it's longitudinally mounted. On this, it's a rear-wheel drive platform, so it's a little bit different, but similar design. Yeah. Maintenance-free timing chain, so you never need to worry about the cost of replacement of timing belts. Those timing chains are zero maintenance, and they're just rock solid motors. Just make sure they have oil in them, and you know, they'll go 200, 300,000 miles. Fantastic motors, and they make a lot of power. 280 horsepower is a lot of power for a car that doesn't weigh that much. This particular example obviously is very clean. We have big pre-owned business. We can arrange shipping just about anywhere in the US. So if you like this G35, you know, it's pretty mild around here, where other parts of the country where you have a lot of road salts and corrosion, a lot of these older Gs are going to be rusted out and stuff. But as you can see by the engine compartment, this one spent most of its life in Washington. We have a very mild climate here. We don't have very much snow. They don't use road salt, so corrosion isn't a problem here. So luckily for us, cars tend to age very well out here. So this nice example of this G35 has aged very nicely in our mild Pacific Northwest climate. It doesn't get very cold here, and it doesn't get very hot, as you can see, with this rainy overcast climate. It keeps things mild. It keeps the cars in nice shape. And it's really nice to see these cars side by side. You know, they it's kind of sad, honestly. You know, I'm a big fan of the Infiniti products, to see, you know, the start of a great product line and to see it end with the Q60. But like I said, you know, consumers changed. And I guess if you want to blame anyone for the demise of coupes, it's yourselves. Blame yourselves, because new consumer these days, they're not plopping money down for coupes or even sedans. They're plopping money down for crossover SUVs. Crossover SUVs is what pays the bills, and that's what most people, you know, car manufacturers are focusing on, is crossover SUVs. They make beautiful crossover SUVs. You can see, you know, a lot of the design themes from the Q60 has translated into the QX55, QX50, and we have a beautiful QX60, which, as I mentioned, still uses a VQ35 engine, and it'll probably continue to use so for many years. Just a testament to an engine that, you know, we first saw in some of our Infiniti products in the early 2000s. So let's talk about the Advanced Front Mid-Chip platform. Why do they call it the Advanced Front Mid-Chip platform? It's a rear-wheel drive platform. You can also add all-wheel drive to it, but the reason why they call it the Advanced Front Mid-Chip platform is they take the engine and they place it as far back behind the front axle as possible, so it's almost like a mid-engine vehicle. The G35 sedan actually has very close to perfect 50-50 weight distribution. In fact, the weight distribution is a lot more balanced on the G35s versus the Q60 Red Sport. These tend to be a little bit more nose heavy. They make a lot more horsepower, obviously 400 versus 280. The manual version's made a little under 300 horsepower. But it's just a very balanced, nicely driving vehicle. If you're looking for an affordable Japanese-made sport luxury coupe, I don't think you can go wrong with a G35. This is a very, very nice example. and I really do think it will be a desirable classic in a not too distant future. Thanks so much for taking the time today to watch this video. Hopefully to see you soon, and have a wonderful day.